Got here last night to Wilmington, North Carolina. Made it to the houseboat. Some seashells we collected from the ocean today. From the videos. The hair is in a pony. It's getting serious, you guys. We've laid out all of my serving dishes and then a saucepan. I think I'm gonna go ahead and tell you the menu instead of waiting till tomorrow when I prep it. So for appetizers, we have whipped ricotta, and then I'm going to marinate some olives and then also warm them up before I put them on top of the ricotta. So all that can be prepped, and I'm gonna get a baguette from my local bakery, take that with me, and then make crostini out of it. I'll bring a garlic clove, rub it with garlic and salt, and that'll be one appetizer. So I brought this dish, which I always put my whipped ricotta in. I thrifted it, and it's just the cutest like stoneware. There's gonna be a mocktail, and I'm gonna batch prep it tomorrow. I actually haven't decided what kind I want to do, but I definitely want it to be blue. If possible, I want it to be blue. Then I'm going to do a fish tart, but it's not actually gonna have fish. It's gonna be a zucchini, pesto, burrata, lemon zest situation. I'm gonna put it on this, but I'm gonna shape the pie crust dough to look like a fish. I did this last summer. I think it was like for a family dinner. I don't know if I shared it with you guys, but it was so much fun and it was so easy. So I'll prep the pie crust tomorrow and then assemble it and bake it down there. Oh my gosh, a baking pan. I'm definitely gonna need a wire rack because the main is going to be fried fish tacos. I love frying fish in general. Like a tempura batter, it's just, you get crunchy, and it just, anyone that's not a fish lover, I feel like loves fish tacos. I did just ask my friends in a group chat to confirm that they all love fried fish. I had this envision for like oysters and scallops and just having like a really fun fish spread, but I want to make sure everyone is safe eating the food. With the fried fish tacos, I'm gonna prep a cabbage slaw. And then I'm also going to do an herby aioli, and then I'll have corn tortillas, which I am not going to make because we were thinking smarter, not harder. Why am I going to make corn tortillas? Though I have, and they are really good. So for the fried fish tacos, we got them going in here so that they'll hold their place with the cabbage slaw, the herby aioli, and the corn tortillas, which I'm going to prep all that. I got a slotted spoon. I got a big cast iron skillet, a wire rack, and baking pan. I've never taken so much with me. I literally never even check a bag. So this is quite wild. I'm going to do corn and scallop butter. I've also labeled everything so I know what I'm working with in there. And then the fish food custard ice cream, I just ordered on Amazon, which thankfully they'll get here tomorrow because we leave the following morning very early. And you know those like soup containers they get at like Panera Bread or used to that are craft paper and they're like 5 ounces? I just got those, so like a little set, so that way I don't have to take any cups with me. And now I need to figure out, oh, did I tell you I'm doing a watermelon feta salad, and that will go here. And then now that's on my scalloped centerpiece, and now we gotta figure out glassware, silverware, napkins, and plates. I hope I can fit this all in my car. So I think I'm gonna just go with these thrifted glasses and then alternate between these white plates and these blue speckled plates and just hope it works. My main goal is just for no glass to touch each other. I think if we can do that and get them so that they're not moving, then they should not have any potential to break. So for my custard ice cream, I always do 50-50, 50 heavy cream, 50 whole milk. It's just like the perfect, and then a little bit of milk powder, which is my secret little ingredient that I share with you guys because it just makes for a super creamy base that doesn't turn icy once it sits in the freezer. Also, another tip to not turning icy is using craft, I think they're like craft paper soup cups. I call them ice cream cups, but I think people also do them for soup, like they can go hot or cold. I film in a plastic container, but I only make one in the plastic container so you guys can see the layers. But if I'm storing it myself, I'm storing it in craft paper because it's going to keep it from turning icy. Oh, okay. I'm adding some dark chocolate. My friends are more milk chocolate lovers, but this is a really good dark chocolate, and it's like the baking chip, so I feel like this is gonna be fine. I think I'm kind of winging this. I think I'm gonna go like a 3/4 of a cup. I'm measuring everything out as I go, so if it turns out great, then I can share it with you guys. I also added in some cacao powder because it just needed a little bit of a deeper cocoa flavor, and also it added a nice chocolate color. What I just did a minute ago, because the cocoa powder and sometimes the milk powder will form really tight clumps that are hard to whisk out, I'll just take like a little fine mesh sieve and just kind of scoop up those clumps on top, and then that's all you gotta do. Or you can leave them in there and they'll be like little, like the cocoa powder will be kind of like a little fudge ball, but we have fudgy little fish coming in here, so I wanted it nice and smooth. That really wasn't like too terrible of a prep day. I do really look forward to these days because I get to see the tablescape and all the DIY decor like come to life. But I don't get that satisfaction today, but I will get it Saturday when we have our dinner party. So it'll be worth the wait, I know that. I think this will be good for me to learn how to host a dinner party, like a full-on, or not a full-on, but half full-on dinner party someplace other than my comfort zone, which is my home and my kitchen. So, in my backyard. Yeah, this will be crazy. This will be the first summer no summer dinner party in the garden, because usually it's a garden party. It'll be fun though. I have my chocolate custard ice cream done. I'm gonna put this in the fridge and then I'm gonna call it a day in prep wise. Then I'm gonna get to other work. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I get back real quick because I did forget one thing that I do still have left to do today, and that is groceries. I need to get groceries. Other than that, then I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, good morning. I have to be real quick. Actually, it's kind of like mid-morning. JK, it's close to lunch. It is almost 11 o'clock. I've spent since 8 a.m. working on the fish food. The iconic, come on, focus, Cameron, let's go. There we go. The iconic Ben & Jerry's fish food for the Aquamarine movie. You can see the little fudge fishies. So that's what I've been working on literally the past 4 hours. I'm gonna put this back in the freezer. I'll be back. I just finished layering it, like adding all the different components because there's caramel bits and it's soft caramel bits, but I froze them before slicing them with scissors so that they would be a little easier than drizzling it in. I would have figured out with my cherry caramel custard ice cream flavor that I did earlier this summer. When you drizzle in the caramel and then you try to scoop it, it just like all the caramel that's connected to that one scoop just wants to come out. But if you do bits, it's so much more scoopable. Fudge fishies. And then it also has homemade marshmallow, and the chocolate ice cream is just so good. I will have that recipe up on my blog, and also I have a dedicated video to it on Instagram and TikTok. So that's why I couldn't really take you guys along with me because it was just too much to film at once. But now I'm gonna start working on the scalloped butter for the corn, which I'm realizing, thankfully there's only 7 of us, but I'm realizing I'm gonna have to do the butter one at a time. I softened some Kerrygold butter, so I'm gonna put that in the mold, freeze it, transfer it to parchment paper pan, top with some edible glitter, and then simultaneously, I think I'm gonna get started on, I have my list here. Maybe the marinated olives. And then later today, we're gonna get the floral arrangement from the garden. We had a massive storm and I woke up. My second batch of corn that's on the back end of the garden was completely tumbled over. And at first I thought it was the chickens because I thought I left over in their gate, and then they got out because they love to like hop into the corn patch when I'm not looking. But then I looked at my tomatoes, and half of my tomatoes, the really tall parts, were knocked down. So it's kind of sad. We're getting towards the end of August. I mean, towards the end of summer, so I'm not mad that it's happening now. It's just kind of sad because we still got some good weeks left of gardening. Oh, that's a perfect softened texture. Oh, we got some peas growing up the basil. I ordered some like mini wet jars. I'm getting parsley right now from like the wet website because I have so much basil this year. I think I want to do some basil salt for DIY Christmas gifts. I was talking to my mom and I was like, we really should convince our family to do only DIY Christmas gifts this year. I feel like that would just be so fun and more intentional too. Okay, I think that should be good enough. Then I grab some extra basil. For the olives, I want them really aromatic because they're gonna go right on top of the whipped ricotta. So I got lots of fresh basil and parsley in there. And then we're gonna add some lemon peel and orange zest. So it's also a little bit citrusy and then sweeter with the orange. So our marinated olives are done and they're looking actually so beautiful. Those olives, usually I wouldn't add salt, but the olives were not as salty or like briny as they normally are. I added a pinch of salt. Now I'm working on the whipped ricotta, which is what, oh my gosh, I can't open this. Which is what the olives I'm gonna warm up down there will go in. Really hoping there's like some kitchen equipment there. I'm sure there is, there has to be. I kind of ran out of heavy cream, so I'm hoping this will whip up nice and lightly. I like cut open the jar and got the cream on top kind of portion. She's only a few tablespoons, so we'll make it work. Maybe some dried oregano. I just added some olive oil for a little added richness, and then I'm also gonna do just a wee bit of honey for sweetness. And always go for your local honey. If you haven't seen our Farm to Table series on honey, you should definitely check it out. We got the mocktail going. I did brown sugar, a little water, and then ginger. So I'm trying to steep the ginger to really bring out its flavors. And then also this is gonna be like the simple syrup for the mocktail. And then I'm gonna get started on the pie crust. I'm feeling pretty good. It is only 11:54. So if I can finish this in the next like hour or two, I will be so excited. I'm going off of a whim, I hope that's the right metaphor, for a lot of these recipes. Oh, this is really cute. My neighbor's kids are overlooking at the chickens. It's adorable. Where was I going with this? Yes, for this recipe, I'm adding Parmesan to the pie crust because I feel like it just adds this more nutty, it adds more flavor to the pie crust instead of it just being an all butter pie crust. But also, I'm just gonna do zucchini, burrata, and lemon zest for the tart itself. Oh, I think I am gonna do pesto. So I'm not gonna do like a base spread, which I normally do like a ricotta base spread. So I'm hoping this kind of brings in some more flavor. Trying to keep it pretty simple for when I have to cook down there. We are on the countdown for the food prep. So I made the, what did I call this again? A brown sugar ginger simple syrup. And then I got some blueberry juice and then some sparkling water. And I might try to grab some mint from the garden tomorrow. I don't want it to brown, so I don't want to pick it too early. And I'm just gonna whiz that all together in that container I showed you guys yesterday for a mocktail. And hopefully the fridge down there has the ice cubes we can work with. If not, we can just buy a bag of ice. And then I need to finish the butter seashells, which has taken me like an hour, 2 hours to go one by one. But it will be worth it because I've been doing a lot of things in between. And then I think all that's left tonight to do is pack up all the food in a, or like just put it in one space in the fridge, and then that way I can easily transfer it to a cooler with dry ice. So I need to get dry ice for the ice cream, and then pack everything in my car, and I'll see you guys at the beach. One last thing before we all transport to the beach. I need to do the floral arrangement, and I'm going for a really whimsical centerpiece. Maybe some funky cosmos and zinnias. Could be fun. Clipping off anything dead and any leaves, and I'm hoping they last. We want to remove any bottom leaves because that can turn the water green and then the flowers will wilt faster. Alright, ladies and gents, it's time to lock in because you guys are at such an angle, it's kind of cracking me up. I'm also doing this in so much public space. I'm in my friend's car because my car is like the wider car for everyone else to fit in, but we just left the beach. We got here last night to Wilmington, North Carolina. We're staying at a Seascape Properties. It's like it's called the Tolum. It's a houseboat and it's literally the cutest thing ever. I also feel like such an influencer right now and it's freaking me out. Because this camera's just wide open in the space. I left the beach early, it's noon. We're gonna have the dinner a little early at 5 because one of my friends is driving back tonight and I don't want to get home super late. I grew up coming down here because we had some cousins live down here for a while and it's just so quaint. It's gotten really busy though in the past few years. I'm gonna go to this local fish shop to get some seafood, maybe like, I'm gonna see what their fresh catch of the day is, but then I'm trying to look for something to easily fish fry, so like a delicate fish, a white fish. And then we're gonna set up the decor because I want the decor done before the girls get back from the beach, which I think they're leaving in like 2-ish hours. So then I can get ready, set up the decor, and then I need to start on the tart and just assembling a lot of the food, and I can put it in the fridge until they get here, and I'll fry the fish right before everyone gets here. And it's gonna be so sweet and so fun. We didn't get to watch the Aquamarine movie last night, so maybe there's like a TV on the outdoor patio setting. It's like just so freaking cute for a girls trip, so maybe we can play the movie as we have the dinner party. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, it really is. Alright, we're hanging up the disco balls. We got 2. And what I did was I took a heavy duty command hook and I tied a bunch of fishing wire. Not a bunch, but like I tied it multiple times. So we're gonna try to put it on top and not fall into the marina. Can these work here? Cable. Oh no, it's a much safer sturdy table. So I'm in a bit of a pickle. None of my draping stuff, like none of my hanging decor, which is my favorite part of decor, is working out. I have the scallops, garland, the paper chains. I have stars hanging, which I'm gonna try. At least we got the disco balls. I'm like trying to even think about where I could hang twine. Fishing wire around anything to hang it, hold it up, and there's no place to hold it up. Kind of sad, but it's still gonna be fun. And then I'll do the tablescape, and I'll make it all look cute. I am sweating, but do you guys want to see the finale? Okay, wait, let me give you a closer up. So we have the centerpiece from the garden. We have some seashells we collected from the ocean today or from the beach, the netting, the candles. I was able to drape everything along the railing, which I think is actually really fun. And then I taped the stars to the TV on the command hooks. And then the railing here, the scallop garland is taped to that pole. Honestly, I think it's really fun. Sarah, that's actually really cute. Oh no, you can take.